My name is Tali Humeau. I'm from Switzerland and I am now in quarantine in Tokyo before going to Fukuoka. In the 2 weeks before I boarded the plane, I had to record my temperature every day and then take the thermometer with me because you'll need to do that also in quarantine. I had to take a coronavirus test at the hospital 72 hours before my flight. I had to prep like all the documents for my visa, but GenkiJACS gave me multiple documents and some I had to ask to the consulate directly. So when I landed in Japan, we had to wait a bit in the plane because they want to space out everybody who goes into the airport so it doesn't get too crowded. People will ask you to give documents really a lot, and most of the Japanese people at the airport, the workers there, they don't speak English. So what I would advise is that you make a list of all the documents that you need to have, and then you put them all in one file, and every time someone asks you for a document, you give the file and they will go through it and find it themselves. So you need to have the certificate of eligibility, your visa, your passport, the certificate of the PCR test, negative. You need to have the questionnaire that you filled in the plane, they will take it. You need to have the verification of accommodation and the residence track. I had to take the coronavirus test, so you need to spit in a cup, but there are cubicles, so you don't need to spit in front of someone. They give you a cubicle and you go in, and in front of you there are pictures of lemons and plums, and it tells you that you need to think about it, so your saliva will come. And then you give your cup to an authority, and they tell you to leave and follow the arrows. You go stand in line and wait for someone to give you a paper with a number on it. So you have two numbers. You have the number of your seat. Well, you'll be waiting for a few hours tops. And you have the number that they will be calling when you can take your test, the negative result. And this number, they will call it in Japanese, not in English. My advice is learn just the 10 first number of the Japanese alphabet, because they will be useful. Once you leave the plane, you won't be able to go to the toilets for a really long time. So go to the toilets before the plane starts the descent, because it was really, really hard. I had to wait to be at my accommodation to go to the toilets. After my test result got back to me, I went through the airport and went through the standard procedure, and then went to the parking lot, and my driver was here to welcome me. And I went into the car and he drove me to my accommodation and everything was done.